Hello everyone, this is going to be another Starcraft 2 well, not replay, but video I guess, and Battle.net is down. This is after the beta but before the game release, so I figure probably a perfect time to do a video about user interface and any tips or tricks or hotkeys I can give you.
Complete.
So I think I will start by just kind of blurting out everything I know, and hopefully I get through all of it.
You want a piece of me, boy?
So just looking at these lines on the screen, I guess I'll start with rally points. Unlike in Starcraft 1, you can actually rally your command center directly onto a mineral patch or a refinery, and that way any new SCVs coming out will go directly to mining. Same goes for mules. You can actually call a mule down right on a mineral patch and you'll immediately start mining. You can also rally onto a unit. So that way, if I send my fleet out to attack somewhere, this barracks will still be sending all its new units to this fleet or to this army by being queued on that marauder. You can also, by holding shift, do multiple waypoints. So maybe you want your barracks to scout this corner here and this corner here for a Nidus worm, and then let people come out. Or maybe you have a barracks right on the ramp, and the way you have positioned, your units might pop out on the wrong side if you just do a direct line. So you may want to, instead of just doing a direct line there, you may want to make sure they pop out on the right side first, and then tell them to move over there. Or maybe there's a fleet in the middle, and you want, like, an enemy force in the middle, and you want to avoid it, so you tell it to kind of go around. Kind of hard to see, but you can see I'm telling it to skip this area here by going here. Okay, and speaking of the shift key, I really want to talk about the shift to control keys because they are very important. And they're pretty standardized. Control basically means kind of select all. So if I click on a marine, I'm selecting one marine at a time. But if I hold down control while I do that, now I'm selecting all the marines, or selecting all the marauders, or all the barracks, or all the SCVs. So it works for any unit. And then shift you can think of like an additional command, where I'm saying select, if I click on these two marines, back and forth, it's like select one. But if I hold down shift, I'm saying like also select this guy. And then you can combine them, where I say hold down control and shift and press a marauder, and now I'll add all the marauders to my group of 2 marines.
Got a whole lot of love.
So where can these come in handy? Well, doing multiple commands is one good thing.
You scared me.
I can say build a supply depot, but by holding down shift, well, I say build supply, it makes me able to do multiple supplies. So say I can, there, 1, 2, 3. And then I can hold down shift again and say build a barracks after you're done that. And I can hold down shift again and say go back to mining from that mineral patch after you're done everything. So you can queue up different commands using shift. Works pretty well for different sorts of spells like Psystorm, or for instance for calling down mules, I can go ahead and just select these 2 barracks, or these 2 orbital commands. And just then by holding shift and pressing E for mule, I can go and call down multiple. Or with this ghost's ability to snipe, I can hold down shift and press R for snipe, and then just kind of click on the units I want to snipe. It's also pretty decent for patrols. Like, you can send a marine to a base, to an expansion base, say, to scout it out. If there's an expansion there. And then you can patrol him between 2 bases, and then he'll run back and forth between these 2 expansion spots and keep an eye on both of them. Well, you can actually hold down Shift and make a 3-point patrol.
I feel ya.
And now he will patrol between 3 separate bases. So say I wanted to check these 3 bases in the bottom right. I can just send my Marine to 1, hold down Shift, press P on the first one, and then P on the second one. And now, as you watch this video, you'll see him going between those 3 bases the entire time, unless he gets killed off. Another hotkey might be handy for you in team games especially is Alt F. If you take a look at the mini-map and at my units, when I press Alt F, boom, it's made yourself, always changes you to green, it changes your allies to yellow, and it changes your opponents to red. So that may be easier or maybe more difficult, it's your preference. And then Alt F will switch it back to the random colors that were given at the beginning of the game. And if you do Control Alt F, that'll actually show your frame rate in the top left hand corner. Not that useful, but you know, it's something. Yeah, I like to hold control of my supply depots just to lower them all. Let's see, what else? If you are Protoss, W is automatically set up as a hotkey for all your warp gates. So whenever you want to start pumping units out of your warp gates, just press W and boom, you get them all selected. Backspace will toggle your view to all your command centers or nexus or hatcheries. So see, I just hit backspace there and I went to my main orbital command, and I press backspace once more and it goes to my expansion. So it's a good way to flip between different buildings there. Sometimes you end up with idle workers if you happen to have you know, told them to do something and forgot to put them back. And it'll actually create this little icon here on the left hand side. If you click on the icon, it'll actually save my control somewhere else. By clicking on the icon, it'll actually move your screen and select the idle SCV. And of course, there's a hotkey for that as well, which is F1. So hit F1, and it'll flip between them. And as control is a select all, it also works for this. So you can just do Control F1, it'll select all your idle workers, and then you can put them back to work.
Mineral field depleted.
Tab when you have a big control group.
Mineral field depleted.
It'll actually tab between the different things in your control group.
Depleted.
So maybe I want to start off a fight with a couple EMPs, so I fire down my EMPs, and then I switch, press tab, and now I stim up my units.
Depleted.
Also good for your barracks, because you know, different add-ons count as different buildings. So you can say I have 2 barracks with tech labs, 1 with reactor, and 2 that are naked. So say I want to build Marauders from the tech lab ones, and then Marines from the reactor ones, and then the other 2 I want to throw on another tech lab and another reactor. Easily tab through them. And then Shift tab goes the reverse order. Also cycles through.
It's go time.
Let's see now, is there anything else? Yeah, so that's probably about all I know. Get some offensive muling attack here. That's pretty awesome. I don't think I can attack. I will repair the Hellion, who's running away. Alright. Yeah, I think that's about all I can think of for this video. I hope you learned something in here. Definitely want to, especially the shift key, you want to take advantage of it. It's just so handy to be able to like tell your unit to go out and do some things and come back to mining. It saves you a lot of time, and especially for a player like me with a very low APM, it comes in really handy. Yeah. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention.
Mineral field depleted.
It's good to select your queen and hatchery together and put it in a control group.
Our allies are being attacked.
If you don't know, you can set up a hotkey by just holding control and pressing, for instance, 2. So now I have those 2 buildings set up as 2.
Solo operative, right?
And the reason you put the queen and the hatchery together is that you can select your spell,
Our
press it
allies
on your
are being
hatchery,
attacked.
so you can actually spawn larvae on your hatchery without ever moving the screen away from where your attack is. So if you're in an attack, you know, fighting some units, just press 2, then your hotkey for spawn lava, press on your hatchery, and boom.
Our allies are being attacked.
Never have to move your screen away. And that is probably the last tip I have. I may have forgotten a thing or two, but this video is running a little long, so I'm going to cut it off here, and thank you everyone. Bye.